Dear friends, today we'll be performing a floating point arithmetic. So, what do you understand by floating point arithmetic? It means that the arithmetic function which is being performed which has a decimal point attached to it. It may be a fixed decimal point or a variable decimal point. Now let us consider these two diagrams. You have a sum and a carry. The sum has a XOR gate which has the input from the three variable xi, yi and ci. It has a carry that is ci, and the output that has been generated, it is in the form of sum. Then you have a carry. The carry contains two gates. You have a AND gate and you have a OR gate. The AND gate is the combination of xi, ci, yi and xi and yi and ci, and the output is generated which goes to the OR gate, and the OR gate will generate carry or not. It is not sure that the carry will get generated by the OR gate or not. And you have a full adder circuit. The full adder circuit consists of the different variables like xi, yi, and the sum that is being obtained is in the form of si. So you have a carry bit and you have ci plus 1. The full adder symbol for the complete circuit for a single stage of addition. Now you have a cascade and full adder blocks to perform a n-bit adder. The carry propagates to this cascade and it will perform the operation, which has been called as a pipelining of operation, and the carry will move from the least significant bit to the most significant bit. Now carry in CO is the least significant position, provides a convenient way to perform the subtraction. Now n-bit numbers can be added by cascading n-bit adders. So you have the different forms of n-bit adders that can be used as for performing a different sort of operation. Each n-bit adder forms a block. So this is cascading of blocks. It carries ripples, propagates to blocks, block ripple adder, and so on. So it will move from C0 to Cn. Now let us recall the operation of x minus y. Here, it equivalent of adding 2's complement y to x. 2's complement is equal to 1's complement of 1. So x minus y is equal to x plus y plus 1. Now 2's complement is positive and negative number is computed simultaneously. So if you look at this, we are aware that when you want to convert into 2's complement, you convert the number into 1's complement and add 1 to it and it becomes a 2's complement. And you will carry this operation till your carry bit becomes 0. So full adder will be added to a very, very large extent. Now, when you see this circuit, it consists of an n-bit adder. It has an XOR circuit that has been attached to it. And the XOR circuit has the input of the variable y, and it has a variable x that is also providing the input. And the carry bits are being generated into the n-bit adder, and you get the output as the sum. So you add or subtract control is equal to 0, you perform the addition operation. When add or subtract control is equal to 1, you perform a subtraction operation, and the carry bits are generated which are being controlled with the help of the different variables which are being interconnected with each other. Now what do you understand by overflow? Overflow can only occur when the sign of two operands is same. That is plus or plus, minus minus, but not minus plus. Overflow occurs if the sign of the result is different than the sign of the operand. Now, for example, if you perform two positive operations like two positive variables and the output that is coming is negative, so the overflow can occur. Now, the most significant bit represents the sign x of n minus 1, y of n minus 1, s of n represent the sign of the operand x, y, and the result s. So there is a formula for implementation of the overflow logic. Overflow is equal to x of n minus 1, that is the number of bit minus 1, into y of n minus 1 into s of n minus 1, that is s of n minus 1 with bar, plus x of n minus 1 into y of n minus 1 with bars attached to it into s of n minus 1. And overflow will equal to, if the carry is generated, c of n XOR c of n minus 1, that is for the overflow bit. You have the first equation, sum is equal to xi XOR yi XOR ci. Now Ci of I plus 1, xi into yi, xi Ci plus yi into Ci. Now it can also be written as the second equation of C of I plus 1 is equal to xi yi plus x of I plus y of I into Ci. We can write this as C of I plus 1 is equal to, you have generate and propagate. So plus the combination of carry bit and the propagate bit, where P of I is equal to the combination of xi plus yi and gi is xi into yi. Gi is called as generate function and pi is called as the propagate function. Now gi and pi are computed only from xi and yi and not from ci. Thus they can be computed in one gate delay after x and y are applied to the inputs. Now you need to continue this operation till c of I plus 1 is equal to g of I plus propagate g of I minus 1 plus p of I into p of I minus 1 and so on. Now all carries can be obtained in 3-gate delays. 1-gate delay is for propagate and generate. 2-gate delays are for AND and OR circuit for Ci plus 1. All sums can be obtained 1-gate delay after the carries are computed. Independently of n bit addition requires 4-gate delays. Now we'll be looking at what are these gate delays. The gate delays should be less, because if the gate delays are more, your propagating time also increases. Then the output also increases and the computation time also increases. And let us look at the carry look ahead adder. Now this is a circuit which is being consisting of the carry look ahead adder. It has the B cell that has been attached to it. It has the generate, propagate, and the different inputs which we get from X and Y, and the carry bits that are being used. The output of one carry bit is like from C0, it goes to C1, C1 goes to C2, C3, and C4 until the next carry bit has been generated. Now, carry look ahead logic uses the concept of generating and propagating carries. The addition of one digit inputs A and B is set to generate if the addition always carry, regardless of whether there is an input carry and so on. So here you have the different gates that are being interconnected. Here you have the different, like if you look into a B cell for a single stage, you have the AND gate that has been directly linked with the XOR gate, and it generates, the AND gate generates the output, and the XOR gate is generating the propagate or the sum. Different types of digital system are constructed and using the different types of gate, that is called as AND gate, NAND gate, OR gate, and so on. These elementary circuits are used over and over again in various topological combination. In addition to performing logic, digital system must also include binary numbers. For these binary cells, which are called as flip-flops, are designed to perform some functions such as binary addition. Hence, to perform, you have the logic gates for performing the different operations, and this is implemented on the IC, which we call as the integrated circuit. Now, a digital computer must contain circuit which can perform arithmetic operation, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. Although these addition subtractions are the basic, but we are aware that multiplication and division are repeated addition and subtraction simultaneously. And to perform these operations, we use the adder circuits are used. It may be a half adder, full adder, triple carry adder, and so on. Now, when you look at this diagram, GI and PI at each stage after one gate delay are getting generated after each stage after one gate delay. PI is available after 2 and GI is available after 3. So in all we have 5 gate delays. Now carry bit is generated after 5 gate delays. Now the sum what we obtain, that is S15, which depends on carry 12, is available after 8 gate delays. Now we need to recall that for a 4-bit carry look ahead adder, the last sum bit is available pre-gate delays after all the inputs are being available. Now let us look at what are the benefits of using the carried look ahead logic or look ahead adder. In this, the propagation delay is reduced. The carry out at any stage is dependent only in the initial carry bit at the beginning stage. Using this adder, it is possible to calculate the intermediate result. This adder is fastest adder used for computation. It has been highly used in the preparation of ICs, and it is easy to embed the adder in circuit by combining two or more adder calculations of higher bit Boolean function, which can be done very easily over here. Now, for Boolean computation also, this look ahead adder is being used to a very large extent. Now, Charles Babbage implemented a mechanism for anticipating a carry bit in computers to reduce the delay cost, that is triple carry adders. While designing the system, the speed of computation was being deciding as one of the major factor. So based on the analysis, the gate delay and simultaneous experiment are used to conduct to modify the circuit of this adder.